So suddenly, so fast. How could it be that our sweet memories would be all that we have made? Now that you're gone, every day I go on, but life's just not the same. I'm so empty inside.
I see you, girl.
I can't hide, but I'll try to face the pain. Though I'm missing you, I'll find a way to get through. Easy without you, 'cause you were my sister, my strength, and my bride. Only God may know why. Still I will get lost.
Giving everybody time to tune in.
I really thought you were going to hit that high note. Wait, people can see me? Oh my God, I'm in bed and okay. Why does the time keep changing? Starts in 1 minute, starts in 2 minutes.
Hey, everybody.
I can't see you.
1 second. It's still 50 seconds. Hey, everybody. This is your girl, ElloForThePeople. Baby girl, I'm going to get you linked in as soon as I'm going to introduce you in, and I got you in, okay? So just hold on for me. So just so you guys know, I got my girl, Rosa, in tuning in with me today. She's showing some love and support as we are discussing change. So much has happened throughout these couple of months. 2021 has been one crazy year. Very much unexpected year. It's just been insane. So December 8th, I had lost my sister. She was 35. I promised myself I wouldn't do this. This is why I had to toughen up. I had to toughen up. We had lost her through heart failure. She caught a heart attack that basically took her life. It was very unfortunate that she was only 35 years old. So you guys, you gotta check in with your health. Check in with your health. Stay on top of your health on a daily. Just certain things that she could have found out sooner. But because we're not on top of ourselves as much as we should, we definitely got to stay on that. And that should be one of our priorities of change. We need to change that. We need to show ourselves a little more priority in getting ourselves checked and getting ours and understanding our insides and understanding our organs and how important it is that we must always know what's going on inside of us, as much as we don't see from the outside, but from the inside, we definitely find results that we be like, I didn't know that. Oh my God, I should have been on that. So yes. So I want to introduce to my girl Rosa. She is tuning in with us. I would have had my girl Lisi, but she unfortunately had to work, so she couldn't get on tonight, and we were having a little technical difficulties. So the usual. But I have her sister with me, and so we can discuss together on change. So of course, I always. Let's see if my girl can get on. I don't see you, boo.
Now, just so you know ahead of time,
Rosa,
you
do
are
you see
freezing up.
yourself?
I can see myself, but you're freezing up.
Rosa, can you hear me?
Now I can, yeah.
There you go. Hey, girl.
Yeah,
Oh, you
you're
can hear me?
freezing.
You good? Rosa, can you hear me?
Okay, now I can. I don't know what's going on, but you're going in and out, like you're freezing up, and then I don't hear anything,
Yes?
and then I
No?
see.
Am I coming in and out?
Now you're good. Oh no. And you're gone. Are you still there, or am I the host now?
Okay, I don't know what's going on, but my thing completely went out. So we're gonna just. Can you hear me? Are we good?
Now we're good. I thought I was gonna be the host, and I was ready to take over. Like, well, okay, it's my show now. So, let me turn the light
Well,
on.
listen, honey, if you
What
gotta
I
do
gotta
what you
do?
gotta do and take control, honey, by all means, for now, we can do this.
I was like, okay, all right. So now on Rosa's Rosa's podcast, because I like
Sorry
to
about that.
talk.
I had to do it on my phone. That is so crazy. My laptop just completely just closed out. But
Wow.
this is the real life, you guys. This is what I'm saying about the sacrifices that we have to do to make things happen. So
Right.
by all means, we reach out through all obstacles. But once again, Rosa, introduce yourself and tell the people what you do for a living.
I'm Rosa, obviously. I have a lot. I wear a lot of hats. Basically, I am a recruiter and retention specialist for a home care company in Allentown. So,
Ow.
yeah.
As you can see, she's getting them coins, but helping for the
Yeah.
people at the same time. But that's awesome. So let me ask you something, Rosa. Before we get into the steps of change, because I always come through with steps of change.
Yeah.
As the main question that we have on the topic today, what has changed in your life in 2021 that you want to change in 2022?
Well, as you know, I had not many people know, but I got married in a
Mm.
rush,
Okay, tell the
and
people about that if you don't mind. Tell the people
it
about that.
it's a failed marriage. Basically, it was a marriage that just should not have happened. It should never have
Mm.
happened. And so now my February 22 is the divorce. Um
I'm so sorry to hear that.
yeah, it was Nah, it should never have happened. It was just way too rushed. And I did not give it the time that I should have in the courting period, um, before taking bigger steps.
Okay.
And I mean, he's still trying to reconcile as recent as today. I'm
Okay.
still getting text messages from him today, and it's a no. It's a no for him. It was a marriage of convenience, and that's not. I'm not about that. So, um, it it took a lot, a lot to get through it emotionally and all of that. But that's my 22 is my
So
divorce
what do you see
and
yourself
forward
doing?
movement.
Awesome. So what do you see yourself doing differently this time that you want to change?
Um, I had to really sit with myself and find out why I allowed myself to get into that position, why I ignored the red flags, why, I did what I did, and think about what to do differently. So I doing this next time around, um, definitely I will let that courting period be much longer.
And getting
Um,
to know the person a little
get
more.
really just getting to know the person and making sure that we are more in sync and on the same page and more like, you know, this person and I, we had some similarities and it worked for a while. And I can honestly say I did love him. I loved him. I really loved him. But next time around, there has to be more than that because
Understandable.
love can't carry anything. A relationship, a marriage, none of that. There has to be more than that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We got to change sometimes how we be vulnerable to people.
Yeah.
Sometimes those people don't deserve that vulnerability,
And
you
not
know?
right off the bat. And I mean, he did
Absolutely.
chase me and he caught me in a time where I was open emotionally. I was open. I was ready to um I felt like I was ready to be in a relationship, but and I
I
was,
mean, maybe
but
you were, but just
I
he
was,
probably had
but
other
just
intentions.
yeah, because there are people that take advantage of that. And like I said, he's still trying to reconcile, but my answer remains the same. You
Because
made
of
your
how
choice.
things, yeah, because how things elevated.
Mhm.
But that's awesome. I'm glad that you let that change in your life not only change your perspective on things, but
Mhm.
it also made you feel like I need to do better with myself and how and to accept others into my life.
Yeah, it made me change just my whole outlook on things and like how and I had to start to develop boundaries that I didn't have before and certain things had to change.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm glad that happened. So I hope you're gonna stick around with me today.
Yep.
And I got some steps as I always do, and I got it from the HuffPost.com.
Mhm.
Um, And so basically going into we're gonna go through the steps and then we're gonna basically explain throughout the time. And then you tell me what you think as well on how do you feel
Mhm.
about these things and how it
All
affects
right.
you in your life. Okay. So going into number one, appreciate what you have in your life on a daily. And what I mean by that, because you know how we always say be grateful, we
Mhm.
always um it's basically telling yourself every day that I'm thankful that I'm here, I'm alive, I have a roof over my head, I have clothing on my back. And if you have children, that you are supporting your children financially, mentally, and physically.
Yeah. And
Going into
emotionally.
absolutely. Listen, as I said, fill me in, Rosa, fill me in. Whatever I don't complete, you complete with me.
Well,
Number Go
oh, I'm
ahead.
sorry. You're gonna go through the whole list
I'm gonna go
or
through the list and then we'll talk about it.
okay.
We'll talk about it one by one. And
Okay.
number two, express more your vulnerability. And we're gonna get into that because we have spoken about your vulnerability and not giving it freely like that. But
Yeah.
there's a certain standard of what I mean by that.
Okay.
Number three, feel more comfortable in your own skin. Let's go confidence. Let's go
Yeah.
confidence. Confidence definitely would change a lot of your aspect on how you think, how you
Yes.
feel, and how you project yourself.
Oh yeah.
Number four, reconnect with the important people in your life.
Mhm.
Like We do have a lot. Like, it was very unfortunate how it was due to a death in the family, how I got to see family from
Yes.
years ago. And what I mean about reconnecting, because social media does tend to take that a lot into effect, where
Right.
you felt like because you spoke to your cousin on Facebook, you ain't gotta see your cousin live. Like, you ain't gotta
Right.
go visit her, you ain't gotta go nothing. So we're gonna talk about that a little more thoroughly on explaining on how to reconnect with your people, important people in your life, because you know not everybody's important and not everybody you need to rekindle with. Number 5, switch up your day-to-day grind. So basically, get off that same basic routine that you always do. You wake up, brush your teeth, do the same thing. Let's try to do something different to make you feel like, okay, this is a new change. It's a new me. It's a new way of being,
Yep.
And number 6, learn something new. Okay, so what you do, Rosa, ain't you, like you said, you wear a lot of hats.
Yeah.
So that means that your skills expand. That means that you can do more than one thing. So trying something new ain't nothing wrong. You never know you was good at it the whole entire time.
That's true.
You never know what you're good at unless you try it. The same way I told my son when he tried football. He ain't know he was gonna make it in football, but look at him now. He's a JV runner-up, and my baby is an all-star. And finally, number 7, stop feeling like a grown-up, especially to our youths, especially to our teenagers, especially to, those that feel like they're already in their 60s. Cut it out. That mentality is gonna make you feel 60 and you only 30. Like, hello, let's go.
I have comments on all of those. I do. I have an opinion on everything. So
but we're gonna get into it. Because I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way that you do. So we're gonna express that, and we're gonna find a common ground where we can still be at ease with our lives, and we can still be at peace with ourselves. Because don't get me wrong, I've gone through so much hurt throughout this 2021 year. It's been a huge roller coaster.
Yes,
I mean, those of you have been a witness. You have been a witness to a lot of these roller coasters.
Yeah.
But just understand, people, we can overcome all these roller coasters. The roller coaster is only a 2-minute ride, okay? And half of the time is... Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, I feel like a lot of people get caught up in everything that's going wrong, and they get scared of change. They get scared. So, I mean, I'm like that. I hate change. But the problem is this. When life wants to give you something new, they have to get rid of something old. Like I always say, you cannot grab the future if your hands are full of the past. So when it's
preach,
like,
girl.
Yeah. So like, if let's just say, and for example, when I wanted a new car and I had that old Jeep, and the Jeep just totally got totaled. I ended up with a new car, like a new car. So it's like sometimes, and at the time I was freaking out. I was stressing because I was like, because nothing hits one. It's always like, it feels like everything is breaking down. But life can't give you anything new if you are stuck with the old stuff and you're holding on to the old stuff.
You're clinging to what you already know.
And that's the thing. Well, I'm one that I hate change. I fear change because it's the unknown. And I think a lot of us are like that. A lot of us who fear change is because we are afraid of failure. We're afraid of something new. We're afraid. The old is comfortable, and the uncomfortable is where growth happens.
We have to get out of that comfort zone.
And I like me, I'm afraid of that. Like I don't like change. I don't like anything big because I get scared. But at the same time, I do my best under pressure, and I shine the most by navigating the change and coming out on top, because I do come out on top.
People have that strong aspect,
yeah. But in the moment, I think a lot of us tend to get scared and stressed because it feels like everything is breaking down, when it's just like making those changes for us because we're too afraid to do it for ourselves.
That's a fact. And sometimes what's crazy is that sometimes change can lead to a better opportunities that we didn't even see coming.
I feel like most of the time it does. I feel like almost always it does. Like I said, I was freaking out over that car, and what happened? I got a brand new damn car. So
you were forced to make a change because life took its course.
I didn't want to, but I was forced to make that change, and I did. And I feel like sometimes when we get stuck in a rut, life is just like, no, I got way too much planned for you,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna shake it up. And we start freaking out, and we get pissed in the moment, we get scared in the moment. And it seems like everything is so bad that it's so hard for people to count the blessings that they still have.
That's what and you know what's crazy? Because you are a perfect example of, because you know me, I can say I'm an example because I transitioned from New York to Jersey to Pennsylvania, and Pennsylvania
Hmm.
was like my last standstill. It was like a one-way trip, one ticket, don't turn
Yeah.
back, nothing. So give our people your experience as if, because I believe this is what your second year here.
So I'm originally from here.
I
And
know, yeah, fully aware.
yeah, and so
Oh, but
then
people
I
don't.
moved to
Excuse me, sorry.
Florida. Yeah. I moved to Florida in 2010, and I had no plans of coming back. But my dad died in 2019, and he really wanted me to come back. He was bugging me for it for like 2 years. And after he died, I realized, unfortunately, that's when I really, really started to think about, he wanted his kids together. My siblings live here. My nieces and nephews were growing up knowing me on FaceTime and annual visits. That was not
Look
cool
at
with
that.
me. So it took me a good year because I was genuinely happy in Florida. I was happy. Um, because I hate the cold, I hate the snow, all of that. So and I was making money. I was
So
doing
yes,
well.
I'm sure it was a huge change.
So coming back here, that change to come back here where I said I would never come back to was hard, and the depression sunk in.
Mm,
It was hard. I've been here a year and I've been here. Let me see. I came back in 2020, so it's almost 2 years.
yeah,
Not quite 2 years.
not yet.
Um, but that's how long I've been back here. Almost 2 years. But that change again, the change to come back was so hard.
Now I know you were going through a transition in the beginning, the first year. Tell the people how, like, how did you feel? And I want to know from the raw, like,
Yeah, you
how
know
did
I'll
you
tell you.
feel? Yeah. So, how did you feel at any point in time? Did you feel like you weren't accomplishing enough here for yourself? Did you feel like you made the bad choice?
Yes, the first year. So when I came back, it was right in the middle of COVID.
Mm,
The All these places were closed. A lot of businesses were closed. So I had to go back to being like a nurse's aide, which I felt was like a huge step down for me financially and career wise. But I'm also a hustler, and I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I don't care if I gotta flip burgers. I'm gonna pay my, I gotta make money.
yeah.
So I went, um and I worked over there for like maybe not even a year, but I worked over at a nursing home for almost a year, and I did doubles. I did whatever I had to do to make my money. And thankfully, after that, um, things started to open up and everything. And I got back into home care, like in administration, which is, where I'm at now. But that first year was rough. I mean, the car that I had at that time, apparently when I bought it, I guess there was an issue with the transmission and nobody reported it and it was
I don't mean
dead.
to cut you off, Rosa. So we're too.
Hmm.
I don't mean to cut you off. We're gonna let her continue for a second. I just want to let everybody know and introduce. This is my sister Janine. She is tuning in from Staten Island. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's keep it clean,
Hi.
okay? Thanks so much, ladies, for tuning in. So go ahead, Rosa. I'm sorry about that.
So basically, because I realized I was rambling. Basically, car broke down, had to go to a job that I felt was like, a demotion, and everything was happening at once. But it's those changes that had to happen in order for me to get where I am.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that could be so scary because I
It
felt the
was
same
hard.
way. I felt the same way when I came out here, when I came to PA and I'm a Bronx girl, you guys. You guys are very you could tell from the tone and the voice and everything.
Hmm.
So to have that, to be coming to a whole cycle of how people react, because I'm very loud, I'm very, very outgoing. So people, not a lot of people are used to that. Not a lot of people, they feel like you're out of their comfort zone. Like you're setting go like, oh my God, we're bringing everybody in the world out here. And it's not even like that. People don't really understand the behind stories on why people move. People move either from a bad situation or trying to make a better situation for their upcomings, which is like,
hallelujah, that's a fact.
so hey Janine, so listen, we're talking about change. How about you tell the people about, first and foremost, let me ask you the question that I asked Rosa. What has changed in your life in 2021, and also that you want to change in 2022? But for just and foremost, for the people to know that that's my youngest sister. She is the fifth child, crazy and wild.
Oh, now
Everybody
I
knows.
see her face. Oh,
I
hey, what's up? I can't hear her.
I had to fix up my face real quick because I didn't know that my face was gonna be shown.
You're better than I am. I'm in bed, like,
So thanks a lot, Bella. You ain't tell me nothing. How my face was gonna pop
when
up.
I said you were gonna be live, girl, they were gonna be live.
I
I
ain't
shaved
hear
all
that.
my
I heard
chins
you
today.
live. So technically, this is the change of 2022. She put me on live.
All right. So what has changed?
But
Other people has changed in your life in 2021. That you have changed in 2022. That you want to change in 2022.
honestly, right now, because Dolly, well, you know me, my life was always chaotic. But the last year and this year, now that it started this year, because it's only been a few days in, I don't know. I'm actually just letting things rock and just seeing how it goes because blessings has been coming. So it's like, hey, the more blessings that come, the more I'm welcoming it in. It's like I'm no longer taking in negativity. It's all positive now. So it's like whatever good that's here from me, I'm willing to take it. I mean, I'm about to have your niece and nephew soon. So it's like all straight
Yep,
positivity. That's all
everybody.
there
The
is.
new change. The new change for 2022. My sister is
Yeah.
pregnant. It is so
What?
crazy how. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
The belly
Congratulations.
bump
So
is
it's so.
Oh, you
in.
really are pregnant, man. I haven't seen you in a while. Then.
I
Yeah.
know.
I'm
So
3 months in.
it's so
Oh.
crazy how we lose one and then we gain one. So
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
Yeah.
beautiful how that, it's beautiful and sad how that
Technically,
works.
we ain't
But
lose her because I'm just carrying her in my belly now.
Mm.
all right,
We
so
doing
going
a
into
whole
the,
recreating.
well, that's awesome. Well, going into the topics, now that you're just tuning in, Janine, we have like 7 steps that we want to just use for ourselves as a life course, to balance on how we want to develop change. So,
Mhm.
and going into the first one is basically appreciating what you have in your life on a daily. So, that being said, not letting your mind wander, wishing what you could have had because someone else has it.
Oh yeah, you
So
can't envy other
I mean,
people's
yeah,
things.
that's
That blocks your
technically
energy.
exactly.
having a
Exactly. And
greed of what someone else has.
envy tends to basically, it tends to take a toll a lot mentally on,
Yeah.
damn, why couldn't have what she had? Why couldn't have that bag? How does she got all that money? Or what sugar daddy she talking to? Whatever the case, it's just everybody needs to set their own trend.
Well, I
Set your
think what
own
Janine
trend.
was saying, it really
Everybody
is
needs their
so
own
right.
happiness. What makes them happy?
Yeah, I think what Janine was saying is so right though about just letting things flow and come in, because I feel like if you are always wanting stuff, you never feel like you have enough. But how Janine is saying she's
Mm-hmm.
just rocking out and just letting things come to her naturally. I feel like that's the
Hmm.
way to do it,
because
because you block
Janine,
And
yourself
just
if you
sticking with
want more because it
positivity.
feels like it's good
I
enough. You
mean,
will never
why
set the
would you want to
limit.
sit there in negativity and then be stressed by the next day and then wonder why your eyes is puffy because you was sitting there stressed out the night before about everything
Right.
everyone else has that you don't got when you probably got a million things you should be grateful for. I mean, people are waking up in the morning when people
That's
are
right.
dying in the morning. There's always
Janine, do
something
me
to
a
be happy
favor.
about than sitting here worried about anything else. Huh?
Janine, do me a favor. Shut whatever you have behind you and lower your volume, please. And stay still. You're making me dizzy.
Oh, oops.
You are on live, girl.
Okay.
Live. The world is watching. And
It was
please
what else?
lower your volume.
The TV and what?
Lower
Oh,
your
my
volume
volume.
and
Okay.
stop moving. So that goes to show
I'm still
appreciate.
learning how to work this. I am not a Facebook user
All
or
right, well,
whatever this is. I am not it.
mute yourself.
Oh, wait. How do you do that? Okay, right here.
No, she has some good points.
She did have some good points,
She
but she
has
ain't
some
gonna let
really good
nobody else
points.
talk.
But I think that comes down to what is enough? What's enough for you? You know, look.
I can't.
Okay, I'm glad she's muted now because then we don't hear the munching.
Exactly. Yo, I didn't even know she was eating.
Y'all told me to mute. You mean I can't eat?
No, you can hear us. That's all good. But nobody want to hear you chewing.
Yeah, if your belly's hungry, do what you gotta do.
Listen, I hope everybody got they wine going on. I know Rosa, you know what I'm saying? I know, yeah.
Not today. Tomorrow I'll drink with you.
Soda.
I got a bottle of water. There you go.
I can't. So basically, once again, appreciate what you have on a daily, appreciate your home, appreciate that you are living every day, appreciate that you are waking up and you're making a change, not only for yourself, maybe for someone next to you.
Yeah, because if you don't appreciate what you have, life will take that away real fast. And
Absolutely. Energy follows, and it always, yep. Energy. It's so crazy how how vibes and the tones that you project yourself can really affect somebody else emotionally. Like, oh my God,
I was gonna get into that with the confidence thing. I'm waiting on that. You know,
I got you, man. I got you. Well, express your vulnerability. Getting into it. Let's get into it.
We'll get there.
Expressing your vulnerability.
I got a lot. I got opinions.
I got you. Express your vulnerability. Meaning, and when I meant by vulnerability, it's not for you to be vulnerable. Okay.
I mean, I didn't hear that. Let me turn my
express more vulnerability.
I feel like it's hard for some people, especially when you've been burned.
That's what I mean. But you have to understand that there's levels to vulnerability. Nobody's saying for you to get soft. Nobody's saying for you to go ahead and get weak. Nobody's saying for you to go ahead
your dreams,
and let everybody walk over you. Yeah, no. It's for you to show that vulnerability, meaning you can compliment the next person like, you look nice today. Who knows that what you just said right there affected that person's whole day and put a smile on their face. That person could have been stressed out.
I agree with that.
Absolutely. You bring in that good positive energy, not realizing that person that you either working with, your coworker or your patient or your client, or however it is the person next to you, could have been having the worst day of their life. Could have probably been talked down by their own man, and probably came to work with like feeling their confidence is like so low.
Yeah.
But not realizing that what your wise words, your kind words, your positive words affected that person, in the most craziest way, in the most dramatic way, in the most emotional way. Like, wow.
You don't know what somebody else is going through in that moment, that they could just be fighting to hold it together.
Absolutely. And you got those that are being under domestic violence cases on the low. On the low. Like, you could probably be working with somebody and she got beat up by her man the night before. And you don't even know that. So it's like, you're not knowing
with makeup.
Yeah, but you not knowing that, but knowing that could be a person, but still having that energy and being positive and be like, hey girl, excuse me, how you doing today? Like, you don't even have to get so personal. Just go into compliment, your kind words, be helpful. Hey, you need help with that? You need help? Or I think people today need to be more voluntarily. Like,
I feel like people here in where we live are just like that. That's one thing I miss about Florida. Everybody was like that. Like, literally everybody.
Like, what
And I
happened
came
with
back here
being
and I was
nice,
like,
with
oh
being
yeah.
kind? What happened with being helpful? What happened with
We
being
had the wrong
generous?
presidents. That's what happened, and everybody got selfish.
Everybody's like miserable.
It
I don't know.
got nothing to do with presidency, but we're not gonna get political up in here. But yes, people, let's express more vulnerability. Let's be kind more to others. Let's share kind words to others. Let's be more complimenting. Let's be more giving. Let's stop waiting to receive so we can give. That's just not how things work. If you're
Yeah,
genuinely that
people
kind of
definitely do
person
that.
if you're generally that kind of person, receiving should not be expected.
Actually,
Seriously.
if you give somebody something, expecting something in return, then you only
You're
did
doing
it
it
for
with a
personal gain.
purpose.
You didn't do it to
Yeah.
help anybody. You did it for yourself.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything for
You're
them.
not,
You're doing them
yeah.
any favors.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that goes into jumping in because once again, how we project ourselves, we're going into number 3. How we project ourselves is how we basically relate how we treat others. So let's say, boom, if I'm a sassy ass bitch and I'm gonna be a stank ass bitch, I'm gonna bring that energy to every room I come in. So why? So I'm gonna come in like I'm all that. I'm gonna come in, and that's once again bad vibes. That's
Well, I feel
bad
like whatever
vibes.
you feel within
That's
is
when
what
it
you
comes to
radiate
good energy
without.
and bad energy.
I'm sorry, say that
Yeah.
again.
Say that again.
Oh, I said that, Heiko, that's when it comes down to good energy and bad energy, because you can feel somebody vibe from across the room.
You could see it in their
Absolutely.
face. You
Literally,
could
whether
feel
if
it
it's
in their
good or
energy. You
bad.
really
You could
can.
look at somebody and be like, yo, that energy is just off. And
Yeah,
then you
that's
could look
not
at
for
somebody
me.
and be like, yo, I rock with you. It's all about energy.
Mhm.
Whatever you dish out, you're going to get in return. Whether
Yeah.
it's energy, vibing, money, freaking a snack. Well, what you
Okay.
dishing out is what you're receiving.
I feel
Okay.
like it
Well,
all.
I have a Facebook user that said misery loves company, and sometimes people don't know how to take the positive in. Yes.
That is a fact. And I feel like it all comes down to how you feel within yourself. Because if
Facts.
you're like having that attitude, there's something within you that's not right. And you're
Facts.
trying to push it, you're
Sometimes
trying
it
to
can be
project it
child.
out.
You know what's so crazy though? And this is where we need to change. We need to definitely change how to heal our childhood trauma and not bring it into our adult life.
I feel like
Because
an accumulation of it starts with that, and I think also of our adult experiences. Like that's why I stayed by myself for 3 whole months. So question myself after that failed marriage because I knew what I was feeling and how I was acting.
but understand, Mama, that that's not healthy though.
No, it was
Stay
what I needed to
closed
do.
in
I
and
No, but
needed
hiding.
to.
sometimes people do need that, because
I needed
sometimes
to.
within yourself, knowing that you feel miserable, that your whole life feels like it's crashing on
Yeah.
down. Sometimes you need that moment to yourself so you can find yourself again,
And
instead of
I'm
you
not
sitting
like
there
my
projecting
sister.
it
My
onto
sister could
somebody
be with
else.
people. I can't do that because I don't bounce back the way she does. I have because it'll fester in me and I will let that shit out. I can't do that. I have to sit with myself and look at what's wrong with how I'm feeling and
I
heal
completely
myself
agree.
and take time for myself. And I feel like a lot of people don't do that. They try to throw themselves back into the mix, still carrying a lot of stuff that they did not heal.
Correct.
So for me, I know what I needed to do because I've
Yes,
been through
ma'am.
it and I knew myself well enough to know I needed to be on my own away from people because I know I was going to lash out. So I feel like not enough people do that and they let that stay they internalize everything that's,
It's unsolved
happening around
issues.
them and it accumulates and that's what they're holding, that's what they're radiating out.
Unsolved issues, when you don't solve the issues from the past or the present, it's only going to mount up.
Yeah.
It's only going
Mm-hmm.
to mount up,
And so
and
many
it's going to
people
get
do that.
worse and worse. So
So many people do that.
another Facebook user stated, if you grow up with a household of negativity, it's up to you to learn how to unlearn. It's
Yes,
up to you to learn how to unlearn the negative.
absolutely.
That's the truth.
You got to break those cycles. You have to
The ice.
recreate yourself. It's up to you because all you're doing is passing it on.
Yes,
That's a
ma'am.
fact. Cause Dolly, you see me change from, because I have PTSD, anxiety, and Elo can tell you, I used to act completely different. My anger levels was out of control. Some people didn't even want to be around me. Sometimes even my own sister. So yeah, you have to learn how to break that cycle of yourself. That it's
Yeah.
not even mostly of the past. It's because you already know an acknowledgement of what's going on within you sometimes.
Yeah.
So that whole breaking of a cycle, that is completely true. Yeah, you got to break that cycle within yourself so you can see a change. If you're gonna keep
Yeah.
on doing whatever you've been doing for the last 10 years, what change are you really expecting to see?
And then
We
your
have
kids
to
are
get
sitting
out
there
of our
in
comfort
how
zone.
many years saying the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yes, bestie, I see you. I see you, boo.
My sister's on there.
Yeah, she letting it be known.
I can't
Yeah, until
Hey.
later. It's
I
until
can't see
later.
any comments.
Not yet, not yet. But yes, my girls, thank you so much for supporting with me. It was gonna be a little tough, you guys, to be on this, especially once I talk about my sister, and I didn't even know my other sister was gonna be on, so that's even better. Love and support. Shout out
Her
to
smile.
you. Um,
She
You
cracks
know
so
I
me
was
once
up.
gonna do
again,
Oh
the
my
pop
god, she
up.
cracks me up.
but then that goes into number three, you guys. It goes into number three. Feel more comfortable in your skin. You can't share your advice or your pointers or whatever the hell you want to give to somebody else if you don't even practice it yourself. You
That's
need to
true.
practice what you preach, people. If you
That's
say,
true.
yo, love her, love her, love her, but do you love you?
Yeah.
Do you
That's
love
true.
yourself?
Hallelujah. Oh, preach. That
But like
is
on
the
some real,
hallelujah.
do you love yourself? Do you love yourself enough that you can actually share your love with others? Because you can't. It's hard how someone is not comfortable with themselves. Someone doesn't feel beautiful. Someone doesn't feel confident. Someone doesn't feel they feel like they too fat. They feel like they too skinny, or they feel like it is so crazy how much judgmental a person can do to themselves. You're judging
I
yourself.
but I feel like sometimes with some of us that's that started in childhood. And these are things we grew up with. And that's one of the things you got to break. And not only loving yourself, I mean, not only does it affect how you treat yourself and others, it affects how you allow others to treat you. It
Absolutely.
affects what you will allow it, what barriers you'll put up and what you won't. You know, it affects everything, and that's something that I'll be honest, I struggled with that my whole life. I thought I was fat when I wasn't because certain family members were very critical, and it 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 was always a thing because even though I had no stomach, I was born with big thighs. I was like a slim chick with big thighs. I was the original slim thick.
And who
So
knows today that's the shit.
yeah,
Ain't a problem though.
but at the
Right?
time, back in the late 80s, early 90s, when I was trying to find jeans, none of them were stretchy. So it was a struggle for my thighs,
Yeah.
but they fit my stomach. But I think that's part of breaking that generational stuff and body positivity and all of that. Um,
And that I believe that falls into what I've spoken on a previous episode about accepting. We need to learn how to accept who we are and how we came into this world and how we're developing as adults.
right. And
So
our
our
bodies are
body
changing. We're
changes.
getting older. Some people have babies.
Absolutely.
Some people are just getting older with age, and we have to love ourselves at every stage. But that's not. I feel like
It's not
everybody
easy.
has to reach
It's not easy.
that point at their own time.
It's not easy. It's not easy, but
Yeah.
it's also it's a mental thing. It's
Oh,
a
it's
mental
very much a
thing.
mental thing. Yeah.
Because as much as you talk down to yourself, you're gonna believe it.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's
What you
why
tell yourself, that's it. That's what's in your head. That's what's in your
exactly.
head.
Exactly.
And you
And that's
can't
why we
really
need to
speak
have
things
positive
into
minds.
existence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know?
We need to have positive minds. We need to have positive minds. And once again, self-confidence can definitely project a whole change in your life that you
Absolutely.
won't even realize it. You won't
Absolutely.
even
It'll
realize
affect
it.
every point of your life, your career, your relationship, everything, friendships.
You
It'll
wake up and
affect
you be
everything.
like, Rosa, why are you smiling? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm loving life right now. I'm loving myself. I'm accepting myself for me. I'm loving this woman that I'm looking at in the mirror right now. So
Yeah.
this is where we need to uplift ourselves and we need to talk more positive among ourselves. Compliment ourselves. We don't need the next person to tell us how good we look. I know I look good. Yeah, we need to tell ourselves that a little more often.
We all mirrors.
What? Who'd she say?
She said we all mirrors. No, we're not. We need a mirror.
We own mirrors, not we on mirrors. We got mirrors in the bathroom and stuff. If you want to feel good, just look in the mirror and say, I look good.
All right, so boom. This Facebook user has an example, which once again, like I say, how we project ourselves is how people are going to contradict us. So she stated, people sometimes think I don't love myself or them because of how I am. But I actually do love myself. The thing is, I show my love. I don't speak on it. And you can't love others if you don't love yourself first. That is absolutely
well,
true.
then that's their problem. If you know you love others and you know you love yourself and that's what you dishing out and you rather just show it than say it, why do they need the recognition of you saying it? Is how you show it. Now, if you feel like you showing enough, then that should be good enough. Nobody else needs you to say it when you're showing it.
You're not understanding what this user is saying, because the user says, if she says it, I love, that's not what she expressed. Basically, so I think I know I kind of know what this is. Basically, when you around that person and that person has like that stank face, you'd be like, why? And you ask them, or even when a serious face, and you'd be like, yo, what's wrong? Like, nothing. Like, what's wrong with your face? Fix your face. Ain't nothing wrong with my face. What are you talking about? I'm good. So you project, all of a sudden you think that the person is a negative person because that person doesn't smile enough.
Oh, that they just
the person doesn't
face.
The person doesn't project that loving, but they are loving on the inside once you get to know them.
Face.
But the first impression is a serious, probably could be self-centered, probably could be selfish.
I feel like my sister and I are like that, where we look mean at first and then we're all right.
But I don't find that to be an issue because you don't know who is in front of your face. I mean, what if it's somebody new that you end up meeting? Like, do you really got to give them that I'm so friendly?
Right.
So many people out in this world today, they just like walking over people. So it's like, okay, here goes my guard. But the moment you talk to me, you get the real me. So if you really want to understand who I am, how about you speak up and say hi, hello? Maybe my face might change and I could be hi, hello. You see a difference.
Yeah, I'm very much like that. Yeah, I get it.
I'm not gonna lie, because when I met my best friend, I just thought she wasn't a people person. Like, really I'd be like, girl,
I know you the same way too, though, because you my older sister. I know you from jump. You got the same face.
I'm a people person. Maybe I'm a little.
You are a people person, but if they first meet you and no one's saying shit, you got that stern face of.
I mean,
you can tell you somebody mama.
We all have our defense mechanisms.
Like, super friendly, and I was just like.
Because I know who you were to my bestie. That's why. So I had to like that. No. I think we all have our own defense mechanism. We all have that wall that we check. Like, okay, you're not gonna cross me. Like, but
also
I don't
vibe different with different people. Like when I first met
Exactly.
you, I was like, all right, who's this? But then when I met your sister, I was like, hey, she's all right. it's very different.
For real, because when we met each other, it was all cool. It was like, yeah, how you doing? Yeah, we want to go eat. Who cooking in the kitchen?
Pretty much. But
that's exactly how it went down. And that food was good that day.
Also, people have different love languages, the way they express themselves. Like me, I'm not that vocal with it until I'm very, very comfortable. But I'm all about touch.
So what do you
on somebody, hug up on somebody, but for me to tell them I love them, I gotta get there.
Yeah, that's a whole different ballgame. So what do you think, Rosa? What do you think that you feel like you need to change when it comes to interacting with others?
It depends on the relationship I have with them. So with you, I feel like sometimes I'm one where I mess with people a lot, and you see that in my brother and my sister. But I test their like resilience to my friendship. Like only the strong survive. So I think that I need to work on being more.
I like
open.
that. Only the strong survive.
I think I need to work. Yeah,
should I
we
still got
supposed
my
to
mic unmuted?
but I think that I need to work on both. I need to work on developing more boundaries, but at the same time, once I see that those boundaries are respected, then
Mm-hmm.
being more open.
Yes. Janine, same question.
I feel the same way. I mean, only the strongest gonna survive with my attitude. Whether if I feel like basically as she said, how you are is how I'm gonna end up projecting myself. So now, if you feel like you're strong enough to handle, like if I have a stern face or a happy face, however way you willing to take that, that's upon you. Because I'm still gonna be me at the end of the day. I'm still gonna appreciate, love who I am. Now
Yeah.
it's up
No,
to you
do
if you're
you
gonna take that.
feel
If you don't, well then there goes the door, there goes the highway.
do you feel like you need to change something among yourself when it comes to interacting with others?
No, honestly, no, I don't. And the reason why I say that is because every day I'm changing already. So what exactly do I need to change when constantly I'm changing every day as I wake up?
But that's your change,
I'm
personal.
progressing
That's personal change.
as I go along. Now,
Remember
how I
how you
communicate with others, shoot, I think I know how to communicate with others. Now, how I'm gonna hold them to me, whether if they're gonna end up being somebody who's gonna be close into my life, as in friendship, relationship, whatever. Then okay, now there's different stanzas. Because for me, it's like how you interact with people. There's always gonna be a different stanza because not
Yeah.
everybody's your friend. Some
Yeah.
people are your associates. Not everybody's your family. But sometimes you may call them. You hold everybody to a different standard. So how can I really expect myself to change in one aspect when there's different aspects on how I'm holding different people?
And sometimes you have to be reactive to the situation. A lot of times I am reactive. I see how the
Exactly.
person is first. And
Mm-hmm.
then I develop I'm like, all right, this is how I'm going to interact with them based on how they approach me.
Absolutely. I mean, like that's the same. What's crazy is that that's how like how when we on my previous episodes when I talked about relationships, all relationships,
Mm-hmm.
on how we build on relationships and not basically put all our eggs in one basket. And that's not only implying to men, it's also women too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't put all my eggs in one basket and overnight I understood that Lisi was going to be my best friend forever. Who knew that?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It took
Yeah.
time and patience and understanding how we worked with each other and how we were there for each other.
Right.
And that's where that got identified. Oh yeah, that's my friend. That's my
Mm-hmm.
friend. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
it's different levels to it, and I totally agree. But going back to feeling comfortable in your own skin,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the biggest change and transition that we have within our lives growing up, because why we change, our face
Yeah.
changes, you know, our body changes, even our voices change. Shoot,
Yeah.
that puberty, you know what I'm saying, made my voice a little.
And there's a lot of room for insecurities to come in with all of that uncertainty and all of that change.
But it's also listening to others. Why do I
It
need to
it
continue believing what others say negative about me, and then I tend to believe it? So
if
we
you
need
have a
to
strong sense of self from the beginning, then it is much harder for you to be influenced by others. However, if you have
ooh,
people breaking you down from the beginning, that is much harder to obtain, and it
mm,
takes much longer.
I have a user that said I gotta work on not pushing people
The
away.
mic's cutting off. I couldn't hear anything.
Oh,
Oh, well, through time, you'll read yourself. So I have a user that said I gotta work on not pushing people away.
that's hard.
I,
I mean, when you've
that's
been
a that's
burned,
a that's a yang yang type of thing though, because
no,
sometimes the people that you push
that's a
away was meant to be
I'd
pushed.
have no comment to that one.
if that person feels like they're pushing the wrong people away, then they got to look at themselves and fix why, because there's a fear there. There's a
There
fear of
is
something.
there's trauma going on.
There's a
There's
fear
trauma
of
going
somebody
on.
getting close to them, and they have to look at that and find the root of that, and they need to heal that. Now, if they're pushing away people that deserve that Heisman, then hey, then
That's
you're
what I'm
doing the right
saying.
thing. You're
It's
protecting
a yin
yourself.
yang. It's a yin yang because
Yeah,
sometimes people that you push away are meant to be pushed.
that's right.
They're meant to not be accepted in your life anymore.
That's
That
right.
chapter should have been closed. Like
Sometimes
once
they're
you're
showing
building
you
your
who they are just so that you can make that choice.
yes.
But
Sometimes you gotta listen to your instincts. Like
Right.
Listen to your instincts. Listen to your
But
instincts. And
if
that's
they
going
feel
into
like it's the wrong people that they're pushing away, then they got to really take that time and be by themselves for a little bit and
I
really
got a question
find out.
because I kind of agree with that user who stated that because I like pushing people away.
oh
That should
Lord.
be fun. So I need help with that too. Don't worry, user, whoever said that. Yeah, I got that problem too.
But that falls into number 4. Reconnecting with the important people in your life. Like, and that's to the and I say that because with the fact of me losing our sister,
Yeah.
it was very unfortunate how we did not connect as often or as we should have. So
And that's
people
the whole reason
people
why I came back here too. I mean, that's the whole reason.
reconnect with your family.
Hmm.
Reconnect with your family. As much as we all understand that everybody grows up and I mean, we're supposed to leave the nest.
Hmm.
That's usually the goal in life, where you leave the nest and you go ahead and create your own family, you create your own chapter, create your own book. But
And there
it's
are
the
people
fact of,
that are disconnected for a reason.
I mean,
Um,
yes, we do have those family members that, and friends too, that we don't rekindle. And because of life, of
toxicity and all types of
things
stuff
you
that
don't
they
want
do.
to bring back up, which is
Yeah.
understandable, but we should always heal from your past. Trust
Hmm.
me, if you do not heal from your past, you are not going to build a positive future. It's
I agree
not.
with that, but we can heal from our past without inviting those people back in, because
Absolutely.
they
Yes.
can stay right where they're at and not come back. But
And this is and this user and what's crazy is that I spoke to my best friend about this because she has a lot of trauma
yeah,
that she has not healed from.
I agree.
And it's completely obvious. She can be in denial all you want, Miss Thing.
I agree.
But healing from your past and accepting what had happened or what caused you to be the way you are. Um, you tend to understand yourself a little more. You tend
I
to
agree with that, but to a certain, I agree with that. Like I had to do my own healing of that, of my past. But obviously not going to put my sister's business out there. But there are certain things
no
that
business,
I
no
feel like
business.
there are certain things that I feel like they've changed her,
Our past always gonna change
and
us.
she just can't. And there's certain things that I know she can't, she can't address them. So we don't even talk about certain things. And my sister and
You
I
know what's so
pretty much talk about
crazy?
everything, but there's certain things we just can't. You just can't. And I
I've
won't
healed
push
from my
her.
major. I've healed from my major traumas, but I'm working on the rest.
That's
Well,
my
keep
sister.
working on it, honey. As long as you're working
I
on it,
like that
that is what's
saying.
important. That is what's important. But just understand how important it is to have inner peace. Understand how important it
Yeah.
is to have clarity in your mind. Your mind should be building what's new. Your
But
mind
everybody
should
has to
still
do
not
that at
be
their own pace.
and their
I
own pace.
mean,
Understandable. But if you, how do you expect to build love with someone else when you are still, affected from your past?
when your hands are
You're
still full of the past, that's why I say.
exactly. We need to rinse that out. We need to like a fucking faucet, yo, drain
But
that
we
bitch
have to do that ourselves
up.
at our own time, and nobody can force us to do it.
Absolutely.
If I want to do it when I'm 60 and I decided that it's time, then that's my time. If she wants to do it when she's 80, that's her time. I will never push anybody to face their own traumas, because that is just a disaster. We
But
all have to
if
do it
if
ourselves
if
on our own
time
time.
if you let time, because you understand, only you control what you do,
Yeah,
because time continues. Time does
yeah,
not stop.
for anybody.
So I would not recommend anybody to heal in their 60s or in their 80s,
Well,
because you
yeah, that was just
literally,
like an example,
I know, I understand. No, no, but I
but
understand the stretch.
at the
I
same
understand the
time,
stretch.
you
Like,
cannot push someone. You can't.
but
It's
it's the whole
her.
point
It's
of
their mind. It's their own experiences that they have to do individually. You can't.
exactly. Understand. But you also have to be mindful that because that trauma is still lingering in your mind, and understand it's still lingering in your heart, because it's how you treat others, how you're going to feel from
Yeah,
now on. So
absolutely.
it's like, if that does not tend to heal or bring inner peace, or you say throw it away and wash it off, understand that's how you're going to project with others. That's how you're going to your relationships. That's how you're going to. So basically, boom. If, for an example, your ex-husband, I'm sure you're not going to linger that to your next future husband, but I know for a fact that those mistakes that you've then learned throughout that time, you are not going to repeat it. So you already brought peace with that.
Absolutely. That's the point, to learn the lesson and apply it
You brought
without
peace with that.
carrying the whole emotional baggage.
Exactly. You're not crying. You're not crying. You're still not dwelling. You're still not dwelling with what happened. You let what happened build you. You
But
let
I
what
also
happened
let
make you
time. I gave
stronger.
myself time in between. Like, you see, I've been single. I gave myself time, and I spent time by myself to really analyze everything A to Z that happened, and to process it. Because
Correct.
I knew if
As
I
you
didn't do it
should.
now, it would stay.
As
Absolutely.
you should.
And that's
Everybody need time though, because that time is the only way you can heal. What you gonna do? Heal with no time?
Yeah.
And this is where it falls in. And this is, once again, this is where it falls in. Rekindle with the important people in your life.
Yeah.
Like, because I understand that social media has impacted so much of the connections. Like, it avoided the having to visit you. It avoided the having to call you, because I can just, oh, look at my cousin. Oh, she's in the club somewhere. She's okay. But did you ask her if she was okay? Did you actually say, hey, cuz, how you doing? How's
Yeah,
everything?
you never know. Probably your cousin in the club because she just can't take it no more, and that was her getaway just to
You
relieve
never
stress and
know.
get drunk. And you never know.
You
That's where
never
it sucks,
know.
because my cousins that I speak to are all in Florida now.
Look at that.
But
Look
we
at that.
text, but that's
But it's
about
the
it.
whole point of, we need to reach out to our people. We need to reach out to our family. We need to, set dates where we can actually meet up and have a lunch, have a brunch. If you can do that with your friends, you can do that with your cousins. You can do that with your aunts and uncles. You can do
Well,
that with your
like I
sisters and
said, my
brothers.
cousins that I talk to are in Florida, and
I
that,
mean, it's distance wise.
yeah,
That is
but
understandable.
that did
But
happen. Like, my favorite uncle, him and my dad were two peas in a pod. He died a couple of months ago. I
wow.
don't know if you remember. My uncle Tony died a couple of months ago,
Yes, I do. Yep.
and that was hard. But I was glad that I had time with him, because I did spend time with him.
And that's what affected me with my sister, because me being far away out here in Pennsylvania, I'm about 2-3 hours away from my Bronx home. And my sister going through all of that, being in and out of the hospital, like I feel like I feel like I needed more time. You know what I'm saying? And this is how we have to understand that time is in the essence, because those little moments of times, like, how we can see each other only through holidays, we
Mm-hmm.
need more. We need more. You should not be seeing your family members only in Christmas and Thanksgiving, and it's just like, you need more. If it's travelable, but both has to be on the same page as well. I shouldn't have to be the only one putting in the efforts because I want that family closure.
Right. Yeah.
Family should have the same mentality as family. The
Right.
same way we should want to be together, and that it shouldn't. I hate, you don't understand, and it's so unfortunate how
Sometimes your
in a
family don't
future
want to be around. You can make that effort, but maybe they ain't gonna do that back. But as long
in
as you have that mentality that you tried that you try
Mm-hmm.
to be connected with the family, that's all that really counts. I
Yeah.
mean,
That's all you can do.
it,
because
it,
I could
it
personally
really
say
it really does
family
suck, but
members don't really
I'm telling you,
like
my
to be
people,
around.
I'm telling you, people, everybody that's onto this, everybody that hears this, everybody that gets tuned in a little afterwards, however you hear this, I need you to understand. Rekindle with your family. Patch up those patches if it was stupidity shit. If it was the most littlest thing that all of a sudden 3 years we haven't even spoke, fuck that. Y'all literally need to get it together. Family is powerful. Family is strong. Family is what
Spoiler.
builds that. understand, my sister was only 35 years old and her life was taken away in the most horrific way that you wouldn't even know. Lack of water, excessive salt. Who knew that can give you heart failure? Who knew? But those moments and those times are the most treacherous, and it's unfortunate that I couldn't be there as much as I wanted to in the hospitals. It's unfortunate, and God is my witness. He saw me with my Chevy Malibu trying to drive into the hospital and knowing that I didn't even have a way back, but I made it. I made it to that Manhattan hospital. But it's the efforts that you put in for your family. It's what you address within your family that you want. You guys, I wanna hang out more. Let's talk. Let's call each other more. Let's get into group chats. Let's get into something. Technology has advanced so much that you can't miss a thing. So it's like, why is it so hard to? Hey, girl, love you.
Unfortunately, a lot of times we're thinking of these things in hindsight.
But that's what sometimes we need to be that bigger person.
And we feel we have time. And like when my dad died, he was only 67 years old. That's young. And he died.
What people need to remember is that tomorrow's not promised.
Tomorrow is not promised. It's not. And that's why we need to make sure you solve your issues now.
But I thought I had time. That's the thing. We always think before that happens, we don't know, or my thing was, I got time. My dad's only 67. I got time.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened?
So sometimes you don't even have time within the day. You could wake up today like, okay, yeah, I woke up, and you don't never know what happens within that 5-10 minutes.
I think that's the only moment when it comes to quality time. That's the only moment where you live like today was your last.
Yeah, like when you know. But we didn't know. Thankfully, my dad and I didn't argue. We didn't fight. Like the last time I spoke to him, the last thing my dad said to me was that he was proud of me. And I'm thankful for that.
Absolutely. And that jumps into number 5.
Because I'm also I just reincarnated. I just got introduced again with my dad the day of the funeral of my sister. And me and my father, we have Ello could tell you, I have not spoken to my father in years. But through everything that happened these last couple of weeks, we actually been a little bit in communication, and I'm not gonna even lie, it kind of been the most beautiful thing for me, because it's like, wow, I have a dad again.
Yeah.
So I agree.
We gotta rekindle the thing.
Funeral. I didn't talk to anybody. Nobody. Well, 2 people talked to me, and I did. Because you can't. Because some people you cannot be around.
So I have a user that said, for some reason, there are things I just can't learn to forgive, no matter how hard I try. And it's understandable.
I mean,
and it's understandable.
You have to have your own forgiveness for yourself. Forgive yourself for being in that situation, but you can never forget.
Anybody telling you forget?
You can never.
Nobody told you forget, and that's where it falls into inner peace. Inner peace for yourself is accepting what it was and what is, forgiving for whatever happened, but it brings closure for you to move.
You have to, because for a long time, for a while, I was mad at being in that situation with my ex-husband, and it was my sister that came and told me. She and I were having a conversation, and she said, I said, I'm so pissed that I let that happen. And she said, you can't be mad at yourself for being in that. And that's when I realized, damn, this whole time, I wasn't even like holding this anger towards him. I was holding anger towards myself. And you got to forgive yourself for letting yourself be in certain situations, for not knowing, or for just not, whatever the case was, you got to forgive yourself. And I think
exactly, because some of us, we just really don't know, and we just going along with the punches. Yeah. And we got to forgive ourselves just for going along with the punches, because at that moment you think you doing something right until it ends, and then you like,
oh my God, how could I let myself be that stupid? And then you're mad at yourself.
Yeah,
but it was her that pointed it out. That was like, you're mad at yourself. You gotta, forgive yourself. You didn't know what his intentions were, so I was just like, damn. This whole time,
what's crazy is that this user said, you can't have inner peace if you can't forgive the person. Yes, you can. Yes, you can, Mama Sita.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
You can.
Yes, you can.
Yourself, but if you can't,
you go outside, you breathe that fresh air. You can still hate that thing and be like, all right, move on. Let me go get a drink. Let me go see my
Yes,
friend.
you can. You
I don't
like
know.
what's it? Bringing it. You don't have to forgive the person. You forgave the situation.
Yeah, you can forgive the situation.
You don't. You forgave the situation. You're not letting the situation bother you no more.
Right.
You're not letting the situation
But you're not
affect you
obligated to
mentally.
forgive them. I don't
Yeah, you
forgive
don't.
my
Nobody said
cousin.
about forgiving them.
I
Listen.
feel like
In
it all
reality,
I
comes
don't.
down to when are you tired of being so damn angry? Like the way
Right.
to let go of something is get tired of being so angry. You're not tired of being angry. You're not tired of
And that is
nobody
so
caring that you
draining.
angry.
That is so holding
Yes,
on to
it's
stuff is so
draining and it's
draining.
exhausting.
It is so
Hmm.
draining emotionally,
It's like, well,
mentally.
but how you gonna wake up and notice that you know what? Ain't nobody really gonna care but yourself after a certain amount of time.
Right.
Because somebody already let it go. You're the only one holding on.
Yeah,
Get
that's
tired.
true.
Say, I'm tired of being mad. I'm
You're
tired of
tired of
holding
being
this
tired.
in. Let it go. Go outside, breathe some fresh air.
my love, if you forgave yourself but can't seem to forgive the people in your trauma, so I don't have inner peace. Okay, so this person says,
What?
I have forgiven myself, but I can't seem to forgive the people in the trauma, so
Let 'em know.
I don't have inner peace. I may
But
look angry, but
so
I'm really not
she's
angry.
not letting them go. She's not letting them
Exactly.
go. The situation go.
So you didn't forgive the situation.
You got to
You didn't
forgive the
forgive the
situation. You got to
situation.
accept that it happened,
Yep.
and you got to learn the
You ain't
lesson.
gonna forget it, then just let it go.
Yeah,
Because the
you
situation
can't
already
change that it
happened.
happened.
What are you gonna do about what already happened?
You can't change. That's right. You can't change it. It happened. The whole point was to learn a life lesson from it and not let it happen again. But
Use that lesson to build you and make you stronger.
the only part, and they keep doing it to themselves, reliving it. If they're not letting it go,
Correct.
they can't. They're gonna stay stuck in the same spot emotionally, mentally, and in doing that, whatever happened or whoever did something to them, they win. They continue to win every day because they got
Facts.
control over that person's emotional state.
Facts.
I still got you
Well,
because you still care about it because you are still upset.
well, let's go. That goes jumping into number 5. We need to, you guys, we could talk about this forever. We could be on this forever. I appreciate
We'll
it
Zoom
because
tomorrow.
it's just a real sensitive topic. This is our
I gotta put my
day-to-day
phone in. It's
living
dying.
situations. I know. I mean, mine's dying too. But that jumps into number 5. Switch up your day-to-day grind. Try something new. Switch up your clothing style. Switch up your perfume scent.
No,
Sometimes
man.
those little things, you'd be like, oh,
Burn
this
some
makes you feel like a
incense.
brand new person. Like, it
I'm
makes
very
you feel
picky
brand
about
new.
perfume because I feel like a lot of things smell weird to me.
She
I'm very
just
particular.
had to. She had to.
So,
She
I'm
just
just gonna go to Bath and Body Works and see what fragrance work.
I'm very
But what
bougie
I
when it
mean
comes
about
to scents.
switching up your grind, switching up your day to day is basically get out of your comfort zone. Get out of that same routine that makes you feel like nothing's changed. To build change, you need to make change.
I feel like that comes
That's the
back to that
only
fear
way.
of change thing, though, like being comfortable and being afraid of
Exactly. And we need to get out of it. We need to get out of it. Trying something new, you never know until you try. That's just how
I'm
it
not big
works.
on that.
I know, but we gotta try it, and you're gonna let me know when you do, okay?
What?
Trying something new, switching up your clothing style, maybe showing a little more, you know,
Hello.
a little more
I do it
butt,
just not for work. I am a professional.
Go shopping with me. Actually, no, don't go
Nobody's
shopping with me.
saying
I
go
might have you showing a little bit too much.
But you never know. But even for work, you never know. A nice little eyeliner can switch up a whole style on a woman, honey. Okay?
That's the whole style. Get you some cat eyes.
Before I go to work.
The style of your hair can definitely change your whole aspect as well. Changing from studs to loops can definitely change your whole style of the way you are. So it ain't about showing cleavage for work. We can still be professional and still be sexy as fuck, okay? And be a bad bitch. Okay? Listen, you need to be a boss in that big ass office of yours, Miss Thang. Okay?
Kind of big.
Exactly. So you already know the way you style your office is how you style yourself. Okay.
My office is decorated. Exactly.
So if you're a festive person, then honey, be festive.
It's nice.
Be festive. Glow. Let me see some, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I mean about a switch up. What I mean about a switch up is getting out of your comfort zone. If you were a type of person that you did not wear eyeliner, wear eyeliner now. Let's see how that eyeliner. I bet you that eyeliner gonna spark up a whole nother fucking sass in your body. Like, okay, I'm looking good today. Boom, self-confidence. I'm complimenting myself. Girl, what?
Or stop wearing chapstick or slap on some chapstick with some lip gloss. Do a little blump blump.
Yep, my lip
like
gloss
I'm
is
blowing kisses all day.
I can do my makeup. I can hook up my makeup, but it takes me almost 2 hours to do. And
but it's okay. I take 2 hours every day.
Said eyeliner. You see how she just jumped into all that makeup 2 hour shit? I said eyeliner.
I can't do eyeliner. I can't do eyeliner. Anybody that knows me knows I can't do eyeliner.
But that falls into number 6. Learn something new. That's a big thing on change.
I've been trying to do eyeliner for 15 years. Let me tell. I'll send you some pictures. I'll send you some pictures tomorrow. It's a no. It's a no.
When it comes to learning,
learning something on Instagram, use a spoon.
I saw that.
That's something new.
I saw that. All right, I'll attempt it tomorrow, and don't take pictures.
We'll try. Okay, but we'll try it. But that falls into number 6.
We're gonna take videos.
In learning something new, it's basically get out of your skill. Okay. If you knew that, okay, let's boom for an example. My sister does hair, right? So she the one that does my hair. She the one that does my braids and stuff like that. Yeah. She does I'm sorry. Anybody, listen, shout outs to Nene. Anybody that wants the braids done, box braids, cornrows, the what do you call that? The oh my God.
Those what do you call it?
I do dreadlocks, braids, styles. Yeah, I do box braids. I do sew-ins. I do it all.
Girl. If you want anything, just make sure you just hit on the like, hit on the comments, and we can just get on my page, and I'll definitely connect with her. And you got this. Do me a favor. Can you give me a charger, please? But trying something new, getting out there, experiencing new skills, getting out of your comfort zone. Rosa, trying something that you never done before. If you never if you never stood in front of a bar and did karaoke, get yourself out there.
That. It didn't go well. This is something new. I am afraid of like being on camera.
Girl, you just tried something new today.
So I've always said no.
Well, I'm proud of you.
Try to get me to record videos. I say no way. So this is something new. I've never been on camera, and I am like I have functioning anxiety issues, and this is like really messing with my anxiety.
Yes. Well, listen. I'm proud of you, girl, because you literally just went on camera today.
Yeah, I did it for you.
On live with everybody. So I am proud of you for getting out of your comfort zone. So you guys, this is a live example of someone that's doing change, that's bringing change into her life.
Your audio is scratching.
Really, I can.
All right, pull it. She definitely got out of her comfort zone.
And I did it without my hair being brushed, without makeup on, with all my chins out.
Oh, don't worry, you see my poof poof. We did, girl. I know y'all saw me in the bathroom with the lights off trying to fix up the face. It's okay, girl. My birthday boy, y'all. I know y'all saw my little mustache. It's okay. We here.
I need a little bit more than that, so.
I know that's right. What was I gonna say? So that goes into that, you guys. So trying something new, getting out of your comfort zone, understanding yourself that you are capable to do more things. Your mind, it would leads your body to move. So if you set your mind to do what you want to do, trust me, your body will follow. So I feel like a lot of people should definitely challenge themselves mentally, challenge themselves physically. Don't all of a sudden just assume that you can't do it. Can't is never an option. Should I say can't is never a word that you should use. Really, quitting is never an option.
That stands in your way is you. But
absolutely. Whatever you put your mind to, trust me, you will definitely
Yeah,
accomplish it.
but my mind is not helping me do the eyeliner. I'm telling you, it's bad.
I'm done. Look,
That's
on the tutorials of Instagram, they just slapping a freaking spoon on their eyeball and following
saw
that
that.
circle line, girl. Try
I
that.
saw that.
I want to try it
Cannot,
too because I'm
no,
like, well, if it
I
makes it
cannot.
easier,
I cannot.
I'll
But
try
that
it
falls
tomorrow
into
if your
number
sister doesn't
7.
record me.
you
It's.
Oh, I will, honey. Oh, I will.
I know. So we're not
Um,
doing that.
so that
I'm
falls
on the
into number
phone.
listen.
7.
If anybody asks, it'd be like it was a project.
Last but not least, that falls into number 7. Number 7 is stop feeling like you're grown, and that mostly applies to our youth. That mostly applies to our teenagers that acting like they're already grown ass women and they have a whole life ahead of them.
You know what
But I'm
though?
only
Toot
31,
that
you
booty
guys.
down.
You know
You know what I'm
what though?
saying? I'm still grown.
I
I'm
feel
still
like
growing.
lately, like I don't know why I was thinking about it yesterday. As a matter of fact, I think that sometimes, even though we are grown, we have to stop acting like we're grown. I feel like we have to find the fun and stuff. And I think that I was thinking about it yesterday and actually today too while I was at work. Like, I feel like sometimes we get so caught up in our responsibilities and our everyday lives and routines that we forget to have the fun. So
Yes,
I think
preach.
I think that that applies to all ages. Really, I feel like it applies to
You know
the
what? Now
younger
that you say
people.
it now that you say it that way, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it applies to younger people because they need to live their youth. They need to stop trying to be so grown when they're not. But I think it also applies to us because we
It's
didn't
crazy.
lose
It's so
our
crazy
inner
how
child.
those. It's crazy how those that
Younger
are young.
generation just need to know that they're still young and they actually have a whole life ahead of them instead of thinking that they're old or
Yeah,
older. And as you said, for us, our generation, we need to remember that we still have youth within us. We
yeah,
are not old.
absolutely.
We have to still remember we have life.
Yeah,
Oh, I know because a lot of I've come across to a lot of colleagues and whatnot that they're literally like they're not even 40 yet and they
yeah.
act like they're already 60. Like, oh, I need to be in bed by 9. Are you kidding me right now?
Like
Like,
yeah, I was seeing this guy. I may see him here and there. I have a friend. I forgot I was on live. I have a friend, and I'm 40. I just turned 40, and he's 39. I feel like he looks a
first of
little
all,
older.
And
I hope you had a little more light. Everybody, she said that she's 40. Do that bitch right there in the middle look 40 to you
That's why I made
guys?
sure this room was semi dark.
hell
So
no, I
listen,
didn't
my
even know he
friend
was
died
40, bitch.
57 with not one wrinkle. Not one wrinkle. So I'm hoping.
Hello, and
I
this is
better
why
have
I
your
don't
skin
play
at
ass
40,
good
girl.
part. You should have shown
Because
that
your
clear,
skin is
that
just
Neutrogena.
right.
I'll do it on the next live. I'll have.
Oh
I'll
yes,
do more
absolutely.
stuff.
Because next live, my bestie is definitely gonna be on next time. Now that
Yeah.
we figured
So
all this out, you guys.
yeah. So he's like, oh my god, we're just we're old now. I was just like, who's old? Who's old? Because I'm still young enough to take all this off and I might
Yes,
have to do a
ma'am.
And say,
stretch.
whoop,
But
dee,
listen,
whoop.
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I'm 40 and I'm chubby, but it still happens. I still take your soul. So I was like, no, we're not old. We're not
She
old.
still work.
We're not, but like if you feel like that and you act like that, you tell yourself that, yeah, you're gonna slow
I
down.
mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You're
As much
only
as
as old as you feel. If you're gonna make yourself feel like you in your 50s and 60s, that's how you projecting yourself to everybody else. Now, if you're gonna sit there and be like, well, I feel like I'm still 16 and thriving or 20 and
Mhm.
thriving, that's how you're gonna maneuver yourself around.
But at the same time, it's not like for these grown men to act like they're children.
that's what I'm
I
saying.
mean,
The
it
trend,
They
don't
need to
mean
be
to act like
responsible.
it goes
children.
without
No,
saying.
I'm saying embrace the youth that you still have within you, but
Right.
don't act like a child because we still grown. You don't want to
Right.
sit there and look stupid as hell. Like,
Right. But
damn, you
just
know
like
your
basically
age.
remember to have fun. Like,
Exactly. That's the
do the
whole
things you
purpose of
like to
not trying to
do.
act like you grown up. When I meant by not acting like you're grown up, I understand maturity always has to, is priority. Knowing the levels of the responsibilities within yourself, that's also another responsibility. But it's also not forgetting that you are still human. You can still, work on yourself when it comes to still having a good time.
Yeah,
You
still have
that,
fun.
spend
Don't
time with
forget to have fun.
yourself. Not everything is always work, and there's always work and play. You
Right.
understand, but
There has to
and
be balance.
it's basically a balance. I mean, I wouldn't say
Yeah.
it's much of a balance because it's more work than play, but understand that life still can be fun, even
Yeah.
with the hard obstacles, even with the struggles. Because I've gone through struggles, but I can still pull up a smile. You know what I'm saying? I can
Yeah.
still have a good time in life, accepting life for what it is. We can't change
Yeah.
life. We can only
No.
change ourselves in life. That's the
Yeah.
fucking difference that people don't understand. You
Yeah.
can't change what life brings, okay? Understand to accept life and be the change in the life. Not, you know what I'm saying? So it can be hard, it can be scary, it can be challenging, but don't let the challenge and the scare fear you from doing the change, from being that
Hmm.
change, from accumulating change and accepting change.
Yeah.
Change can also be positive. Change can be for the better. Not all the change can lead into negative stuff. Not all the change can lead into a bad result. Change can be for the better for our society, for better for our lives, for better for our children. So
Yeah.
it's levels to it that we definitely need to balance it. We definitely need to understand it. We definitely need to accept it for what it is, and and we definitely need to challenge ourselves to actually be that change. Because a lot of people don't change. Don't want to change. They don't want to change because they want to just leave everything for the way it is. But
Because it's comfortable. It's the known.
exactly. We definitely
You
need to
know.
work on that, you guys. We definitely need to work on that. And when it comes to change, let me announce before we close out of here. I want to definitely give a shout out to my girl Janine for being in tune with us today for the first time. I appreciate you and I love you, sis. I also want to give a shout out to my girl Rosa. That's my best friend's sister. She, gave her time and gave her opinions. I appreciate you, and I can thank you guys enough because I felt that I couldn't do this on my own with the fact of having to speak on my sister that passed away and
Yeah.
understanding and speaking the levels of change that we now have to experience while she's not in our lives anymore. So
Right.
that's things that we need to work on ourselves as well when we lose a person so close to us in our lives that is a change and that we need to that's once again a change that we need to accept. We
Hmm.
need to accept that she's no longer in our lives and she's forever in our hearts and forever in our thoughts and memories. As much as I love her and as much as I'm sure that your uncle and your dad is in your heart and it's all good memories, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You tend to rekindle a lot. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for tuning in with me. Um, uh, when it comes to also change, I want you guys to also be in the lookout that me and my girl Lisi, Rosa, you can definitely get tuned in if you want to. We want to build a campaign when it comes to Feeding America. We're gonna
Hmm.
we're gonna join in Feeding in America. We're gonna build our own campaign, and we're gonna volunteer into food banks, build
Oh,
food
okay. Yeah.
pantries. Um, then from volunteering into other
I get a
places
plate
and
too, right? I'm part of America. I know y'all could cook.
um we're gonna definitely partner up with Feeding of America and build our own campaign that we're gonna be for the people, but that's through time. I just want you to guys get to know that that's what's in the works, the kind of changes that we're building for
Okay.
ourselves and for our future and hopefully transition for our children. That's with that. And if anybody that needs, I hope you guys can understand, I also have Ello Mini Catering. If you guys food on a budget, I'm your girl. Come tuned in. I also get help from my best friend Lisi. Rosa, that turkey was amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
So if you guys need basically anybody to cater your parties, your birthday parties, but on a budget, because this is the budget queen. I like to keep things on a budget, you know what I'm saying? Let the price must be low, but the quality must be high. So you can definitely go into the bio, go into my link, go into my Instagram, go into my Facebook, connect with me in any ways if you want to get food for your event. But on a budget, food on a budget. Um So that's on the works. Thank you. I just want to say thank you. Thank you. I did not think that I was going to get through this. And especially being back on live with you guys with so much that's going on in my life, as my sister witnessed. But we're back. And when I tell you, when it comes to change, we're back, and we're back with change, and we're back with confidence, and we're back with strength, motivation, courage. And as much as I encourage you guys to do the same, peace, love, and dignity. Nah. I'm gonna leave it with, with my girl, KK. If there's, what I'm saying, don't you just hate, YouTube sometimes? You know what I'm saying, with these damn commercials.
Yeah.
But thanks so much for tuning in with me, you guys.
No,
I love
you
you
did
guys.
not. It's the music, girl. Love you.
Love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Peace, love.
Bye.
Let me change your life. Be anything you want, baby. Let me change your life. You wanna be anything.